The Edge at 11 starts now.
We begin tonight with developing news on Detroit's west side. A suspect is in custody after a deadly shooting. Detroit police telling us a man was shot to death just before 7 tonight on Evergreen near Tireman. Officers took that suspect into custody and recovered the weapon they believe was used in the shooting. Investigators are not releasing any more details right now, but we'll keep following this story and bring you updates as we get them. Good evening. I'm Jessica Dubnak.
And I'm Taryn Asher. Also tonight, a step toward justice in the murder case of Oakland County Sheriff's Deputy Brad Reckling.
The first of 3 teens charged has now been sentenced. We were in court today as he learned his fate.
Although, steps toward justice were served today, there's no sentence that's going to make us feel good about this.
Oakland County Under Sheriff Timothy Willis sits down with us hours after Kareem Moore was sentenced to 5 to 20 years in prison Friday. He was a man of few words in court.
Is there anything you'd like to say to the court?
No, ma'am.
Moore is the first domino to fall in a trio of teens who allegedly ambushed and killed Oakland County Sheriff's Deputy Bradley Reckling last June. Reckling was part of a task force investigating stolen cars, tracking the one 18-year-old Ramon DeBose was driving with Moore and 18-year-old Marquise Goins inside in Detroit. DeBose charged with murder and Goins as an accessory.
We focus on, the perpetrators of these crimes and whatever, but they're irrelevant. Brad and his family is what matters.
Reckling and his wife Jacqueline had 3 kids. His wife was pregnant when he died. She was in court as Kareem Moore pled guilty to 3 felonies, including conducting a criminal enterprise, receiving stolen property, and felony firearm. And next week, dozens of Oakland County Sheriff's deputies will travel to Washington, D.C. for National Police Week, where Reckling's name will be added to the National Law Enforcement Memorial.
This year is going to be really, really special. It's going to be heartbreaking, but it's going to be really, really special, and I think it's going to help us grow.
So Kareem Moore's sentencing was part of a plea agreement. The 2 other cases still moving through the courts. Ramon DeBose, who we mentioned, has already been ordered to stand trial on murder charges. They believe he's kind of the biggest player in all of this.
Well, it's a good thing, though, he did plead and
Sure.
move things along quickly, and then hopefully giving
family.
that family some peace. I mean, it's just awful still.
Imagine 2 more trials to go through. It's a lot.
It sure is. All right, thanks, Jess. Well, a police chase ends in a crash this evening on a Detroit freeway ramp. Detroit police were pursuing a shooting suspect around 7 this evening when the suspect struck a wall on the westbound I-94 ramp to southbound I-75. The suspect is accused in a shooting Tuesday on Detroit's east side. Police took that suspect into custody. They were hospitalized with minor injuries. The freeway ramp was shut down, but has since reopened. Well, new developments in the death of an Inkster teen whose body was recently found weeks after she went missing.
Sources tell us her ex-boyfriend's mother has been charged for lying to police. 48-year-old Charla Rashida Pendergrass is charged with lying to the FBI while they investigated the 17-year-old's death. Michigan State Police arrested Pendergrass as she received $50,000 cash surety bond with a GPS tether during today's arraignment. London Thomas was found dead in Southfield April 25th after she went missing from her ex-boyfriend's home 3 weeks earlier. He has not been charged in this case.
Well, former Grand Rapids police officer Christopher Sher takes the stand in his own defense. He's charged with second-degree murder in the 2022 shooting death of Patrick Leoya.
This is the first time we've heard from Sher. He says it was time to share what happened during that deadly confrontation. Fox 2's Brandon Hudson has today's testimony.
I only had essentially a viewpoint of his upper back and head area. I deployed my handgun and fired it in that direction. It ended up hitting and striking his head.
That's Christopher Sher's response to a jury asking him why he shot African immigrant Patrick Leoya in the back of the head during their April 2022 confrontation. The former Grand Rapids police officer, who is charged with second-degree murder, described how a traffic stop over a mismatched license plate escalated to Leoya losing his life. Sher says Leoya, who said he understood English, resisted several commands and later grabbed Sher's taser. Listen to what he says happened next.
And what had you been trained to presume if a subject fought for a weapon from you?
That they would use it on us.
So how are you feeling about this situation now?
extremely stressed.
And had you ever had that feeling before on the job?
No, at this point, I'm afraid that he's going to get the taser from me and use it on me.
Under your training, Chris, are you required to wait to be seriously injured or killed before you can resort to deadly force?
No.
So what did you do next?
I shot him.
Why?
I believe that if I hadn't done it at that time, I wasn't going to go home.
Sher said after the shot, he was physically exhausted.
Let's take a look at that.
Later, Kent County Prosecutor Chris Becker tried to point out inconsistencies between Sher's written report from 2022 and his testimony Friday.
But even the taser's not going to kill you, right?
My impression is that it can cause death or serious bodily injury.
You were tased, right?
Yes.
You're still here talking to us.
Yes.
You watched people in the recruit class get tased. They all survived.
Sher also mentioned what you saw unfold in the videos wasn't a fair assessment of what happened in real time. Testimony will continue when the trial picks back up on Monday morning. Brandon Hudson, Fox 2 News.
Well, 2 suspects have been charged in connection with a shooting that left a man hurt outside a nightclub in Detroit. Officers were in the area of Woodward and Adams early Monday morning when they heard several gunshots and found the victim minutes later. He was rushed to the hospital and is expected to recover. Police say the man was shot after trying to get back the necklace the 2 suspects stole from his friend inside the club. Investigators claim the suspects drove off but were quickly arrested, thanks in part to the video from the club and community partners downtown.
That's the benefit of a real-time crime center, the benefit of license plate readers, utilizing technology, identifying criminals, and holding them accountable. Both defendants were not residents of the city of Detroit. We will not tolerate gun violence in any of our communities. We have historic low crime reductions. Our downtown's extremely safe. Very unfortunate incident, but we're going to hold these 2 responsible for their actions.
Both suspects have been charged with several crimes, including armed robbery. Alvion Kindle, the man in the white shirt, was also charged with assault with intent to murder. The suspects remain behind bars and are due in court later this month. Well, turning to the weather now, get ready for a cooler weekend. Hate that it's on a weekend, don't you? And possibly some showers.
Weather authority Stephanie Mead bringing that news for us for the weekend.
Yeah, so today honestly wasn't that bad of a day. It started off maybe just a little rocky, a few lighter showers, but we did manage to warm up really, really nicely. We were in the mid-70s. We topped out at 74, which is about 10 degrees above the seasonal high. Low 60s in Lansing and then 50s out near western parts of the state, including even parts of Wisconsin. Now, that's exactly what we're going to see heading into the next day or 2, unfortunately. So it's only going to get cooler from here on out. 55 right now downtown, 52 in Lansing, 40s, even 30s, a little further north and west of us here. Now, we do have some showers filling in for spots, not all spots, and the rain that we're seeing right now is very light, and I think it's going to stay light even through the overnight. So that rain chance with us now pretty much until early Saturday morning. Then we should see some drying, actually some sunshine too, especially as we head through Saturday afternoon. This is by your lunch hour. That'll continue to remain quiet through about Saturday evening. Now, Sundays when we start to see additional shower chances move in late Sunday morning into Sunday afternoon. Pockets of some moderate, maybe even some heavier rain that will peter out by around 8:30, 9 o'clock with additional lighter sprinkles possible leading us into early Monday. So rain's probably going to be likely as we head through Sunday evening and into Monday as well. Otherwise, temperatures heading through the next couple of hours, cooling through the low 50s, upper 40s, I think for a lot of us for an overnight low. Heading into this upcoming weekend, it's going to be a lot cooler than where we have been. Afternoon showers, Sunday 58 degrees, and we're in the mid 60s by Monday. The next couple of days in terms of rain chances, they'll be around. It's not going to be all day rains by any means, but Monday, Tuesday, and even potentially into Wednesday, we're looking at additional shower chances. So something to keep in mind. But with that, we are also increasing our temps too. We'll be in the mid to upper 60s as we look towards Tuesday into Wednesday, and then we're in the 70s finally by the end of next week. Taryn and Jess.
All right, thanks, Steph. A Michigan-made sci-fi horror thriller having its red carpet screening right here in Metro Detroit.
And Fox News' Dave Kinchen spoke to the artist behind the project and has more on what this means to them.
It's a legend born out of the woods of pure Michigan, and it's so terrifying, I'm using a flashlight to tell you about it. In a world where camping in pure Michigan goes deadly wrong, a crowd gathers in Dearborn to see what went right during a special screening of the new sci-fi thriller Tweed.
So Tweed is a place actually near my hometown.
Actor Alexander Wraith making his major directorial debut while crafting a story that builds on an urban legend.
It's a myth and a legend out there where a lot of people have gone missing. There are woods and there are tunnels underground in these woods, and they report weird sounds and creatures, and I grew up around there. So I just took that myth basically and kind of embellished it and added to it and gave it a little bit of, a narrative.
The orange is the new black, and Star Wars The Mandalorian star says production was based in Michigan, shot in just 9 days, and mostly with homegrown talent.
Most of the cast, except for Bianca Van Damme, is from, and Kirk Chickick is from LA. Everyone else is from Detroit. Yeah, we casted. I like the cast from Detroit. I think everyone's got great looks and some good actors here.
Many of those Detroit actors were on hand for a special presentation of the film at the Ford Community and Performing Arts Center in Dearborn, an event that received the red carpet treatment with many dressed to impress.
There was a lot of organizing, a lot from the crew, and the Michigan crew's amazing. The Michigan team's amazing, the producers.
Wraith says there's already plans for additional projects.
They already want to do a spin-off where they want to do like a TV show about it, like a Stranger Things TV show. I mean, it's the age-old Sam Raimi, kids go camping or go to a cabin and stuff happens.
So if you have the need for Tweed, you'll have to wait a little bit. They're working on bids with several streaming platforms. Dave Kinchin on The Edge.